How can you choose between great ideas? That's the topic I'm addressing today with the right question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, the publication coach, still in pandemic mode. I have a question from Mark Baskin, a writer based in Columbus, Ohio. Here's what he's asked by email. I have a job, but I want to write fiction in my spare time. I have at least 3 different ideas for novels, and they all seem really good to me. So my question is, how do I choose between equally great ideas? Thanks for your question, Mark. You're lucky to have such an embarrassment of riches. I know many other writers who would love to be in your shoes. There are a couple of ways to approach your conundrum. One is to think about and research what agents and publishers are looking for right now. If your major goal is to get a publishing deal, you need to give publishers something that they want. In the show notes below, I provide a link to a Writer's Digest piece on literary agents who are seeking new clients. It will give you only broad genres like adult science fiction or literary fiction, but it may help you a little bit. As well, try attending a few writers' workshops where you can interview literary agents briefly and get a better understanding of their needs. I have a client who landed his book deal this way. That said, be aware that it's always difficult to predict the future based on the past. Before J.K. Rowling introduced Harry Potter to the world in 1997, I don't think anyone would have believed that wizards would be a hot commodity. Ditto for vampires when Stephenie Meyer unleashed her Twilight series in 2005. For these reasons, I'd suggest taking a different approach. Instead of trying to time the market, choose the idea that seems the most appealing and fun to you. Why would this concept work? Without strong motivation, you're probably going to find it difficult to continue in face of the obstacles you're likely to encounter. Be aware that writing a book is going to take you several years. Plural. A book needs to be at least 65,000 words, and more like 70 or 80,000 if you want to see it published. Make sure that you love your idea so much that you're prepared to live with it for several years. And once you've written your book, you're going to need to edit it, which will take another couple of years. Do you see why you really need to love it? But let's say you have 3 ideas and you love them all equally. What do you do then? Put them in a hat and draw one of them out. Yes, that's entirely arbitrary, but if you like all 3 ideas equally, you shouldn't be wasting any more time. Get started writing. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from the entertainer Sammy Davis Jr. You always have 2 choices, commitment or fear. Mark, while it's great to have more ideas than you really need, you may be using this situation as an excuse to avoid writing. Give yourself a time limit for thinking about which idea appeals the most to you. And if you don't get an answer, choose arbitrarily. Then, start writing. If you'd like to learn more about how to make your writing a happier and more rewarding process, check out my latest book, Your Happy First Draft. It's not available on Amazon or in bookstores. The only place you can get it is my website. Link below and in the show notes.